You're welcome back to the capital market. Just before the break, I was talking to Mr. Mukhtar. Mukhtar, a shareholder, and giving us his own perspectives as to what he thinks about the plan by the Securities and Exchange Commission to transfer or to ask the registrars, according to what the law would stipulate, transfer unclaimed dividend to the Capital Markets Development Fund. Now, let's move on as we take you through the issues, developments in the bonds market by taking a look at the FMDQ OTC market. We saw the bonds, generally, the bond space actually closed bearish, with average yield rising by 5 basis points week on week to close at 16.19%. Persisted sell-offs, which dominated the market at the midweek session, actually halted a 6-day bullish performance through Friday, overshadowed earlier demands at the week's opening and on Tuesday. Now, the mid and the long ends of the curve expanded, driven by profit-taking in some of the short to medium-term securities like the January 2026 and the November 2028 notes. So you see the numbers there. We're looking at some short to medium-term maturities ranging from 4 years rather, to 20 years maturity, and we have the value for those transactions between 100 million naira to 500 million naira. For that maturing, for instance, the one maturing 13th of February 2020, the value stood at 200 million, same as the one maturing 14th of March 2024, 200 million naira. The deals was actually quite low. We had that of 1, 2, 3. And in all, the deals came in at 10 and the value at 1.2 billion naira. At the Treasury bills market of the window, it was a quiet trading week with slight bullish bias. Average yield in the Nigeria Treasury bills market, of course, which also is been traded by the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange on the secondary window of the market. That average yield decreased by 40 basis points to close at 16.19%. The week opened with upbeat sentiments, which is actually sustained to the end of the midweek trading session. Profit taking, however, took over on Thursday and persisted on Friday following OMO auction by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which sold a 195-day bill at the stop rate of 18%. So we're seeing increased demand occurring across all maturities at the Treasury bills market. If you look at the numbers, if we can get them on our television screen, we're seeing some of the maturities of the market actually pulling some weight and impacting investor sentiment at the end of the session. And just before we go, quickly letting you know how the markets in Africa fared. Starting off by taking a look at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. The index, the broad index, actually closed at 53,506.62 points. In Egypt, the 30 most capitalized stocks there came in at 8,131.49, and in Nairobi, the major index closed at 134.97. And still sticking to issues in Kenya, where we're having the conference held by Japan for Africa, in which is trying to woo African leaders to partner with it in the development of the continent. Nigeria's own President Muhammadu Buhari is also among the leaders from the continent attending that event, and issues around how to create a private sector investment on the continent is key. We're looking at $30 billion has actually been proposed by Japan to boost trade in Africa in order to help drive growth on the continent. We all know that Africa is mostly commodity driven, and so this is a time perhaps for other countries to come in and put their money in driving growth on the continent. And that'll be all on the capital markets. Thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate your time with us on the program. I'm Bolaji Akinwale. See you next time.